I'm sorry. But I, Archangel Michael, have been hiding a secret from you. Today, you are seeing this because God has finally allowed me to reveal it. The person you trust the most did something behind your back. Beloved, please open this because if you don't, this message will burn and vanish within 50 seconds. Archangel Michael says this is the moment the curtain lifts and the room grows still. The air around you tightens like a whisper pressed against a locked door. What was concealed begins to throb with light that no one can switch off. You felt the ripple in your chest days ago and kept walking like nothing had shifted. A name kept brushing your thoughts like a shadow on glass you could not wash away. Tonight that name writes itself in the fog of your breath. A choice was made in a room you never entered. A message was sent while you were asleep and trusted peace to guard your night. An agreement clicked shut like a key turning from the other side. The angels recorded every second as clean as frost on a morning window. Nothing escaped the scrolls that follow your footsteps with unblinking mercy. The proof stands patient like a lantern waiting for your hand. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There is a door that has always answered to your knock. Behind it the familiar voice practiced sweetness while pocketing your gold. The smile did not fall, it was placed on a shelf and reapplied like a mask. Your kindness became their currency and they traded it for a thrill. They tried to measure your heart in coins and found it overflowing. They reached again because greed grows a second mouth. At first it was small, a borrowed word, a borrowed hour, a borrowed promise. Then the borrow turned into ownership they never earned. Your name was used as a bridge to cross a river they refused to swim. Tonight that bridge shakes and the nails loosen. The boards creak under the weight of everything hidden. Truth is a wind that arrives when it wants and it is here now. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The room where it happened smelled like new paint and restless perfume. A phone glowed on a table and swallowed your trust in blue light. Fingers typed a future that did not include your consent. A voice memo laughed while the clock hands both pointed upward. Your birthday was mentioned and then dismissed like a sticky note peeled away. The plan took shape like frost patterns that look beautiful until they melt and flood the floor. You were supposed to miss the signs and keep carrying the weight in silence. You were supposed to nod and agree while your name was pawned for favors. You were supposed to be the last to know. But the seal broke at an hour no one predicted. A holy wind opened a cabinet and a single sheet slid forward. The truth stood there wearing your initials like armor. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says the blade they sharpened has dulled against your destiny. The whisper they rehearsed cannot travel past your shielded threshold. The trap they baited has snapped shut on emptiness. A woman with a hurried voice tried to stitch a story with loose thread. A man with a careful smile tried to pour charm into a cracked glass. Their versions leak because lies cannot hold water. You gave without tally and heaven kept count for you. You forgave without being asked and heaven stored interest in your favor. You stayed steady and heaven began to lean in your direction. Every stolen piece is locating its owner like iron to a magnet. Every secret ledger is coughing up the truth like smoke chased by rain. Every borrowed crown is sliding from the wrong head. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There is a sound only awake hearts can hear and it is ringing. It hums in your bones like a key inside a lock that finally wants to turn. It tells you where to stand so the light strikes the paper just right. Your steps are being rearranged with a precision that refuses accidents. The path bends and the stones align so your feet do not bruise. The air tastes like something clean and brand new. You will not beg for explanations because the ocean does not beg for rain. You will not chase because royalty does not chase thieves across alleys. You will not fold because steel born in fire does not bend for whispers. The person you trusted most fumbled the treasure you placed in their hands. They thought your faith was a game piece they could move at will. They forgot the board belongs to the one who called your name before dawn existed. Type Amen to get blessing 777. A door you once knocked upon will knock upon you and find you changed. Your silence will feel like thunder to ears trained on gossip. Your eyes will be clear as winter air and twice as honest. Receipts will surface like fish when the water turns calm. Screenshots will walk out of hiding with dates that refuse to lie. Time stamps will testify that your heart told the truth when no one else did. The apology may arrive with practiced tears and flawless timing. The gift may gleam with expensive light that still cannot warm your hands. You will feel the difference between gold and glitter, and you will choose gold. Your table is being reset and the chairs are being counted. A new place card carries your name written with steady strokes. No counterfeiter can imitate that handwriting because it was learned in heaven. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Archangel Michael says a transfer has been initiated in the unseen. The balance is shifting and what was withheld is on its way home. Interest has accrued in silence and now the release begins to sing. Your sleep will stop breaking like shallow waves against anxiety. Your morning will stop tasting like old smoke from someone else's fire. Your laughter will return with weight and echo. That echo will travel into rooms where your name was torn for sport. It will remind them that destiny does not bargain in back halls. It will teach them that touching anointed trust leaves fingerprints that do not fade. Forgiveness will dress you like linen and you will wear it without strain. Boundaries will guard you like walls that glow instead of block. Wisdom will walk beside you and point before you step. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You will receive a call that sounds ordinary and carries a hidden tremor. You will open a message that tries to act casual and fails to mask the heat. You will notice how relief and regret fight in the spaces between their words. Let truth do its work without your hands forced upon the wheel. Let justice take the slow road that never gets lost. Let mercy decide its own timing while you keep your posture. Your reward will not mirror their apology because heaven is not a mirror. Your reward will mirror your secret kindnesses that no one counted but God. Your reward will follow you the way dawn follows night. New allies are stepping forward from places you never looked. New doors are learning your walk so they can open at the right second. New strength is knitting itself into your spine. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The night that tried to swallow you has run out of teeth. The storm that practiced your name has forgotten how to speak it. The trap that waited in the tall grass has rusted through. You are not late because delay was the disguise on protection. You are not weak because gentleness was the weight training for your throne. You are not naive because hope was the lantern that led you past the pits. The face you trusted has two histories and now the pages are turning. The version that smiled at you is finished and out of ink. The version that mocked you behind the door is exposed to noon. Stand where light keeps arriving and do not shuffle. Stand where peace hums like electricity in the walls. Stand where favor recognizes you without introduction. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You will notice small restorations that add up like steady rain. A message of support appears from a name that glows with integrity. A gate opens where there used to be a wall painted with no. Documents that carried your name in dim ink are being reissued. Signatures that shook are being replaced by steady lines. Delays are dissolving like salt under warm water. Your heart will stop rehearsing every old sentence. Your hands will stop reaching for doors you have graduated from. Your eyes will stop squinting at horizons that are moving toward you anyway. You will feel the weight of a key settle into your palm. You will know which lock it fits without guessing. You will hear the quiet click that means enter. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. The one who mishandled you will face mirrors that do not flatter. The room they used for hidden plans will smell like truth and open windows. The praise they borrowed using your name will demand to be returned. Let them do their inventory while you do your harvest. Let them count their losses while you count your chances. Let them practice excuses while you practice breakthroughs. Your feet are learning a new rhythm that sounds like answered prayers. Your chest is learning a new breath that does not apologize for joy. Your voice is learning a new tone that does not audition for approval. The road ahead will feel like a train track humming with arrival. The signs will not confuse you because they were arranged for your understanding. The timing will feel like choreography instead of chaos. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. A letter sealed with favor is moving through hands that cannot open it. It bears your name and a destination that recognizes your stride. It will reach you the way rain reaches the valley that has been thirsting. The house of your mind is being aired out and furnished again. Rooms once crowded with suspicion now host gratitude and focus. Windows once painted shut now slide open with a finger. You will handle what arrives with a steady calm. You will not spill blessings trying to feed the old hunger. You will portion grace like a wise keeper of storehouses. Old circles will spin without you and grow dizzy. Old habits will knock and find a silent house. Old accusations will look for your address and the map will say moved. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. The sun will rise on a day that tastes like completion. The clock will not rush you because your steps will be synchronized. The hours will fit like puzzle pieces that finally stopped resisting. You will hear your name spoken with accuracy and honor. You will sit at a table where every place setting was earned by truth. You will lift your cup without trembling. The one who broke faith will meet the one who heals time. The one who sold your trust will meet the market that closed overnight. The one who gambled your name will watch solid ground refuse to participate. Your story no longer borrows light from anyone else's window. Your story grows its own sunrise and shares it without debt. Your story walks forward with a spine made of clarified vows. Type Amen to get blessing 6666. The night messenger has finished and the day messenger has arrived. The gatekeeper smiles and waves you through. The road curves but never hides. Carry only what strengthens your stride. Keep only what adds truth to your breath. Guard only what multiplies love without cost to your soul. You are escorted by wings that never tire. You are protected by a covenant that never expires. You are guided by peace that never loses directions. Archangel Michael says the secret has no power left because it is no longer secret. Archangel Michael says your trust returns stronger because it chooses a wiser home. Archangel Michael says your next chapter is written in ink that cannot smudge. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. The morning after truth arrives feels like a window finally opened. Dust settles where drama used to swirl and your lungs remember honesty. What left you shaking now looks small under daylight that never blinks. A sealed envelope appears in a place you tidy every day. The wax looks fresh and the edges shine like a promise kept. Inside, one line restores what rumors tried to break. You sweep the corners of your spirit and put every object back where it belongs. Old souvenirs lose their glow and drift toward the door without argument. The room of your heart expands like a chest that finally inhales fully. The circle around you redraws itself with clean hands. Voices that once needed your light to see themselves step back into their own shadows. New names arrive carrying integrity like a lantern that never sputters. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. A message pings at an hour made for turning pages. It speaks of reversals, credits, and a ledger corrected by an unseen hand. Numbers line up like soldiers who finally received proper orders. The path widens and invites your feet to test its strength. You move and the ground responds like memory recognizing what it was built to hold. Each step clicks like a lock surrendering to the correct key. A door in a building you once only passed is now yours to enter. The handle is warm as if it knew you were close. Inside, the air smells like new beginnings and patient paint. Documents wait with your name spelled clearly and without strain. Signatures flow without the tremble that once haunted your wrist. The stamp lands with a thud that sounds like justice taking a seat. Type Amen to get blessing 99.99. Mirrors, stop asking for explanations and start telling the truth. Your eyes carry a steady flame that does not require permission. Your reflection looks like someone who survived without losing softness. Your workspace becomes a map of bright steps. Notes gather on a board like friendly birds choosing the same branch. The schedule respects your boundaries and keeps time like a calm river. People who carry honor begin to recognize your stride. A mentor calls and their voice feels like a well-built bridge. Counsel arrives that neither flatters nor frightens, and you feel yourself rise to meet it. Across town, consequences arrange themselves without your supervision. Doors that were used for secret meetings develop hinges that squeal under scrutiny. The stage built for whispering cracks under the weight of noon. Type Amen to get blessing 12.12. In sleep, a corridor of light appears and does not hurry you. You walk it with bare feet that do not bruise. At the end, a threshold waits patiently and opens like it always belonged to you. Morning delivers clarity without noise. The first task you touch cooperates like a tamed storm. The second task bows to the rhythm the first one taught it. An apology arrives folded inside careful sentences. You read it like weather, not like a command. Forgiveness considers the request while boundaries guard the gate with a gentle spine. Celebration visits without trumpets and stays long enough to tidy after itself. You pour tea into a cup that remembers your laughter. A new agreement sits between you and peace like a candle with endless wick. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Your harvest does not rush because it knows how to arrive full. Baskets appear where you once saw only soil. The field returns the faith you planted in rows and adds interest you never tracked. Your body begins to keep time with kindness. Sleep lands on your shoulders like a shawl woven by quiet hands. Breath moves through your ribs like clean wind across a lake. Creativity knocks and you open without fear. Pages that once stuck now turn with a whisper. Melodies visit windows and you let them in without apology. Gratitude takes its seat at the head of your table. You write a few lines each night and the ink refuses to run dry. Memory learns to hold blessings longer than it holds bruises. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. You dress differently although the fabric is the same. Confidence wears like light on polished wood. Your steps speak fluently even in rooms that used to mispronounce you. Opportunities begin to match your profile instead of the old mask. Invitations land that respect your time, your gift, and your no. You accept with a nod that feels like alignment rather than escape. Resources gather as if they were waiting for your signal. Tools appear, partners appear, insight appears, and each one fits a precise place. Waste leaves the building without conversation. What tried to follow you loses interest when it finds no entry. Patterns that used to demand attention wither under neglect. Your peace becomes a climate, not a visitor. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. You sort the last box and seal it with calm. The label reads completed and your hands do not shake. The room breathes with you and the door remains kind. News reaches those who once spent your name like small change. They hear it carried by winds that prefer accuracy. Their silence grows thoughtful without demanding your audience. A holy appointment arranges itself on a regular afternoon. You arrive on time and the moment arrives on time. The exchange feels like standing under rain that only lands on your field. Your name is spoken correctly in places you have never stood. Favor studies your walk and matches your pace. Provision refuses to sprint ahead or lag behind. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. You adopt a simple code that keeps your crown steady. Tell the truth, keep your peace, water what grows, and release what resists. The four corners of your life hold firm under that roof. Joy stops asking for reasons and starts making them. Laughter installs itself like a skylight in the center of your days. Warmth lingers even after the light turns out. Messages from the past stop arriving at your door. They turn around when they read the sign that says no vacancies for regret. Space remains for love, purpose, and rest. You hear your name again and it sounds like a bell rung once. The echo travels to tomorrow and invites it to be gentle. The echo travels to yesterday and invites it to be quiet. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. What you carry now carries you back. The weight of wisdom lifts instead of presses. The shape of mercy fits like a tailored coat. Time collaborates with you instead of sprinting away. Hours line up like obedient horses ready to pull the same direction. Deadlines turn into lifelines and your hands stay warm. Your table grows sturdy and long. You add chairs without returning to rooms that bartered your dignity. Bread multiplies because scarcity is bored with your address. You graduate from explanation to demonstration. Peace becomes visible on your face like sunlight through leaves. People who are ready learn by watching you breathe. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. You pack a small bag with only necessary things. Courage, clarity, keys, and a letter to your future self that reads "Keep going." The zipper closes with a sound that means prepared. Thresholds no longer test you because you test them first. You lean your weight and they accept the truth of your presence. Every entry becomes an agreement instead of a gamble. Your home, whether city or meadow, folds you into safety. Walls remember laughter and floors keep the beat of your steps. The night respects your windows and leaves your dreams bright. Work turns into craft and craft turns into calling. You spend yourself without running out. The return arrives in waves that do not drown. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. You visit the place where the story hurt and find it healed. The floorboards no longer creak under that memory. Even the light there feels taller. You bless your own hands for what they held and what they released. You bless your feet for the miles they crossed. You bless your voice for learning to speak and to rest. Those who once misused your open door learn to knock on their own. They meet teachers with firm kindness and fair mirrors. They meet days that ask for growth instead of gossip. You remain anchored without being stuck. You remain soft without being breakable. You remain generous without being emptied. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. The season turns and the horizon smiles. You do not chase it because it is walking with you already. You do not beg it because it is here by right, not accident. Light pools at intersections you used to dread. Choices feel like water finding its level. The best path greets you by name and clears its throat like a friend. Your heart stores quiet victories the way trees store rings. No trumpet sounds and still the world grows better around you. No spotlight blinks and still your room shines. The secret that once threatened to scorch your story becomes evidence of protection. The betrayal that once rattled your bones becomes proof of direction. The loss that once howled becomes an empty room ready for grace. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. You stand in a doorway that never closes on you again. Air moves, light moves, peace moves, and you move with them. The house of your life becomes a place others can breathe. Promises kept begin to stack like good lumber. You build with them and the structure sings under steady hands. Storms tested and find no quarrel. You remain guided and guarded without fanfare. You remain aligned with purpose that does not bruise. You remain held by love that does not negotiate. The chapter continues with calm authority. Pages turn at a pace that suits your healing and your acceleration. The book does not burn because the fire now cooks your bread. The next door you enter welcomes you like it has been practicing your name. Floors feel level underfoot and the walls hold a quiet promise. Even the light seems arranged to help you start strong. You place your plans on the table and they stop wobbling. The steps that used to slip now grip like new soles. Your pace matches the pace of right timing and there is no drag. Letters of support arrive from unexpected corners. Their tone is clean and their offers are precise. You accept what aligns and release what asks you to shrink. You learn the sound of enough and it settles your shoulders. You learn the shape of no and it protects your mornings. You learn the rhythm of yes and it carries you without strain. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. A small celebration visits your home on an ordinary afternoon. It looks like warmth, clear laughter, and a plate passed twice. No one performs and yet everything shines. You open a window and the room remembers spring. New ideas move in like birds choosing a safe branch. They do not rush you, they nest and mature. Your name appears on a list that honors integrity. Not the loud list, the lasting one. It opens rooms where accountability is admired, not avoided. Your sleep deepens and dreams become instruction instead of noise. You wake without heaviness and your first step is steady. The day greets you like a friend who kept your place. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. News from old circles tries to knock, but your boundaries answer first. The knock fades when it meets a door made of calm. You return to your work and the room stays bright. A mentor places one sentence in your hand. It is simple, sharp, and kind. It frees hours you used to spend untangling what never wanted clarity. Your phone lights up with an invitation that fits. The details respect your time and your gift. You say yes and peace nods. The path that once bent away now bends toward you. What was withheld is replaced by what is rightful. The exchange is clean and the record clear. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. You revisit the memory that used to sting and find it quiet. It is a page you can turn without bracing. It has no more power than a finished chapter. Your voice learns to speak from full, not from fear. It fills the room without pushing. It holds the floor without stealing. You begin a new project with a steady pen. The outline arrives as if it always knew the way. Your first draft walks instead of limps. Support shows up with sleeves rolled. They help without keeping score. They leave the place better and your thanks land softly. Type